there's a lot of really bad Roman emperors. Like,
Nero.
who do you think is the worst one? Probably Nero, Caligula. There's so many of them. Tiberius.
Yeah, I honestly probably know less about this than most people.
I find this time setting
But then
fascinating.
there's one
Commodus, Nero, Elagabus, Caligula.
But there's one who was accused of having like a sex island. The source that people cite, that particular piece of information about that emperor, was written by his rival, basically. And his like, there's no one else ever said anything like that about it. And so it's like,
This just says some of the bloodiest emperors were Caligula, Nero, Domitian, Commodus, Marcus Aurelius, or Caracalla, who is in this film.
yeah. I always think of Nero because of that famous story about Rome's on fire and he's playing his violin.
Well,
he doesn't care.
he set on fire.
Yeah.
Probably Nero. Caligula is an interesting one. I don't know if you've seen the film with Malcolm McDowell.
I have
in it,
not.
And it's the film that was released in the 70s is like a depraved, basically movie,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
like
like sex
a porn
orgies and
movie,
stuff.
basically, right?
It's basically right.
Yeah.
And that's I kind of thought that's what it was supposed to be. And actually, I read about it because I think it was on Amazon Prime. It was Caligula, but it was like 2016. And what it was a complete recut.
I've heard about
none
this,
of the
yeah.
same footage.
Yeah.
And I was like, so they must have shot like 8 hours worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And so they recut it, and it's like completely different, and it's like an actual movie.
Helen
'Cause it
Mirren's
was
in
weird-
that
yeah, 'cause
too,
it was
right?
weird to me. I'm like, you got Malcolm McDowell and Helen Mirren. They wouldn't just go to this like basically porn movie, right? They thought they were making a legit historical movie about Caligula, and it got recut for a specific like audience in the 70s to like draw controversy.
Yeah.
And then when they recut it into an actual movie 40 years later, it's like completely different. He wasn't around too long, but I think with him was like he was generally insane. Like I don't even know if he knew what he was doing half the time. And then I think he had moments where towards the end where he was trying to reform or something like that, and then he was killed. I think Nero may be one of the worst. The thing with the two emperors here, they were known for being bad. They just died so young. Yetta died when he was like 22, and the other one died when he was like 29.
Really?
Just so young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Nero is generally considered the worst or one of the worst.
I'm reading about Caracalla now. He actually did have his brother killed. They briefly shared power.
There's
His
a
reign
lot.
featured domestic instability and external invasions by Germanic peoples.
So because Caligula thought himself a god, and he loved like doing senators' wives, and like he was a naughty little boy.
Yeah, he was.
But like Nero, if he burned down all of Rome and was just chilling, like yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to
It
do.
is a lot. It is a lot.
If you were emperor of Rome, would you be a good emperor, or would you be a just absolute swine?
I think I would try my best to not let like the whole thing fall apart and like make sure that everything was like stable and okay.
then in your later
but then
years-
behind closed doors,
Oh,
I would probably be
I
like an
think-
absolute
I think
swine.
people would respect that. You know, he does good for the city, and he has his little fun behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He's not hurting it. Well, he's hurting somebody, but like he's not hurting anyone except all those people he's murdering and doing stuff to.
Well, I wouldn't murder people.
Oh, you
There'd
would
just be like
totally
orgies and stuff.
No, you would murder.
You think so? Who would I murder?
Just tons of people. If it was orgies, you could do it out in the open, and they wouldn't really care that much. It's not that.
But my thing is, I guess I don't mean behind closed doors. I mean like, I would want to make sure that the running of the empire
yeah, it was good.
was dealt with, and then once I was like, okay, I'm good for today.
If all these emperors, if the worst thing they did was just have some orgies, I don't think anyone would have given a damn, especially back then. It's just like orgies with like murder and blood and,
Oh, yeah.
and that stuff.
That's not my thing.
That's not my thing either. So
It's not.
no, I would be like an absolute swine pig in my thought. But if I went back then, they'd be like, "Oh, this is like the best dude ever." He's like not murdering no one. There's no kids anywhere. Like the city's running good. There's like a lot of theaters.
It's a lot of theaters.
Well, there's
Would
no
you make
TV
them,
back then.
Yeah,
What are
I
you gonna
know.
watch? I'd
You make
watch a
them
lot
do
of
plays
things.
about you.
I'd make them.
What if they did like the epic history of Don Lope de Hog in 15 parts?
And then I'd have like all these little concubines and wives. Some
Would you
Tiggle
play
babies.
yourself?
Mm-hmm. I'd have like Julie K. Smith there.
I just didn't.
Oh, it stinks.
Does it smell?
It smells like meat, even though you don't eat meat because you're vegan.
I had drunken noodles for lunch with tofu.
Disgusting.
You don't like Thai food?
I like Thai food, not what you eat though. Just noodles made out of like paper and cardboard and piss.
Why do they have cardboard and piss and paper?
How
You
they-
just make them out of wheat.
They bind them together with the peas.
Bind them together with the
Hell
piss.
yeah. Um,